crank this up just a little bit. Hello and welcome back to Focus Target Podcast presents Smiley's Retro Gaming Corner. Today we are continuing our journey through Final Fantasy IV's free enterprise along with the strange deal or no deal inspired metagame that I play with it. If you didn't join me for episode 1.1 where we got started, you can find that on YouTube on the Focus Target podcast channel. I kind of recommend that you probably would watch that one first. I kind of go through exactly what we're doing here because it's a little bit strange and it's kind of something I made up myself. So, that podcast kind of lays the groundwork for that. So I'm going to assume that if you're on to episode 1.2, you've kind of seen the first one, at least know where we're going. I'll give a quick recap of where we were at. On the left side here of my screen, I've got my deal or no deal esque tracking. We're about halfway through. I've already lost the two top amounts, regrettably, and a couple in the middle, but still a couple good values remaining. Kenazo, Odin, and Leviathan are the three bosses that we hope to not run into, at least until we get some better offers. I just received my first officer at the 20 boss mark. It was $16,500. I think I can do better than that. I said no deal. And we'll continue. So we got 5 more bosses before our next deal. We've kind of cleared about the first, roughly the first portion of the game. The most of the overworld stuff is done, and so we've gotten to the underground, and we're going to be going through from there. So we've got a game started here. We're an hour and 20 in on the in-game clock. We've found 3 of the 17 key items. We've got a strong party with Edge, Palom, Cecil, Fusoya, and Kane. This team can handle a lot. They've got pretty good gear. That we're just kind of rolling. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. And we got to find 5 more bosses. So let's jump into it. We're at the Dwarven Castle, and we're just gonna see what we've got here. As far as bosses go. So we're going to jump right in and encounter a boss right away. And so jumping up there, that's either the Odin or the King and Queen of Eblan. And so we've really got a big disparity here. That's either the $600,000 one or the cheapest, the $10 one. We have to hope it's the King and Queen. And it is. Excellent. So that is a good start to today's match. We've got the King and Queen of Eblan. We can check them off our sheet while they jump around, and this battle as well. Something of a joke. We do have the boss bit set, so we can't just auto win, which in the regular game, if you don't have bosses set to free bosses, you can... Oh, I'm sorry, if you don't have the boss bit free bit set to off, this fight will just end naturally after a couple rounds, but we have to just dispatch them, but they will give us no trouble. That's one of the easier boss fights in the game. So a couple free levels, and that'll be interesting to see who we get here for our character, as we do get a new party member here to aid us in our quest. I've got a pretty strong party. I don't know that there's anyone that I would take out, and we've got Galvez is our next contestant. So, and we've got Edward as our new party member. We do not want Edward. No, thank you. And now we will face Galvez. See if we can get a jump on him. I just pause for a second and try to... I was a little bit too slow. If I could have gone a little faster, Kane might have jumped and been in the air for his scripted stuff. So, okay, so we can check off Galvez. Galvez is the $10,000 encounter. So we'll go ahead and knock him out of there. But don't. So two good ones to get out for sure. That 15 boss offer number 2 is going to be better than it was if we continue at this rate. They killed my Palom. That is rude. And they killed Kane, and the third demolish was blocked by somebody. So I'm going to try to bring Palom back to life. I'd like to get the EXP at least for him on this. going to see if we can take this Golbez down pretty quick. He does not have a lot of health. I probably should bring Kane back to life too, but Kane I'm not as worried about. See if Cecil can just knock him right out. 5,000. Okay, I was going to say, I'm surprised I didn't kill him, but it did. That's good. Palom will get the XP. Kane, unfortunately, will miss out, but that's okay. Couple levels. Palom learning some powerful spells, which is nice. So, in the original game, and if you have it set to be available, which I do not in this playthrough, there's actually a glitch here at this portion of the game where if you cast the warp spell after this little cutscene, it will warp you back into this room, and the dark crystal is still there. You can collect the dark crystal key item in the regular game, and it allows you to skip the entire Lunar Cave, which is a pretty neat little trick. We have that disabled in this particular playthrough, so we're not able to do that, and nor would we want to. Oh, an adamant armor! What a prize! Because we need to see what boss is down in the Lunar Cave, so it doesn't make sense to even do it. I'm going to give that to my friend Edge. There you go, buddy. Alright, so now we have 2 adamant armors. Cecil and Edge each have one. We've almost got enough to go buy a third. We're at 423,000. In fact, I might just take a little look-see here and see, do we have anything that we could sell that might get us over that hump? Let's take a little quick look here. Not really. Maybe, see, I like to keep that mirror same around because it's a good an item to throw in a tough boss fight. We might have a couple tough boss fights coming up here. I think next we're gonna go do the Tower of Babel lower. So if you were with us last time, we already defeated the boss at the top of the lower Tower of Babel, the Dr. Luge spot, because we have push B to jump. As you can see, I can hop over things, and that allows you to get early access to that as you're coming back down from the Tower of Babel upper. But because we were fortunate enough to get the tower key back when we were on Mount Ordeals, we actually have what we need to unlock the super cannon fight here. That is another boss that we can check off our list, and an additional opportunity for a key item. There's also going to be 4 trapped chests somewhere here in the lower Tower of Babel, and because the trapped chests can also contain key items due to our randomization, we want to at least open up until we get the 4 trapped. After that, it doesn't really matter. We don't need to get every one. So here's our first. We gotta fight some alerts, and fortunately Edge can kill them in one hit before they summon their monster, so that's nice. Makes these nice and quick. There's the pass. So we got a pass from our Tower of Babel lower. That's nice. So that's one. That will allow us to go and fight Zeromus, the final boss, directly without having to go to the moon. Now, that doesn't really help us that much because we're going to have to go to the moon anyway to fight the bosses that are there, the sub-bosses. But it can help us, depending on how the key items fall out. We may get a key item from one of those moon bosses, and in the event that that happens, then we'd have to come back from the moon and do other things here on either the underworld or the overworld, in which case it'd be nice to just be able to go directly to the final boss fight later on, rather than have to backtrack all the way through the moon. I'm going to get that crystal helmet. That's good. I think Palom and Fusoya both already have a charm rod. Indeed they do, so that third one's fairly redundant. We've got 2... Oh, and there's our third one, so there's 3 chests knocked out. We just got to find the 4th one. Alright, what do we got here? We have a strength ring. Okay, so that's not really anything for us. So we need one more trapped chest, and then we can... Oh, and there it is. Excellent. So it's nice to find the 4 quickly, because that lets us skip some of the more annoying, out-of-the-way ones later on. So I am very pleased to have found all 4 so quickly. And this time we get the Earth Crystal. So, okay, cool. We got another key item. So a lot of these key items aren't actually really roadblocking us because of push B to jump. For example, the Earth Crystal doesn't even really block us in that way, I don't believe. But what's nice about it is if we can get 10 key items out of the 17, we'll get a times 10 EXP bonus on every battle. So you always are kind of shooting to get up to 10 real fast. Whoop, take a little jump there to cut some time out of that. Can hop over here and get a quick treasure chest, and we have arrived at our destination, the Super Cannon. This is kind of a joke boss fight in the regular game, and usually is too in this one. Oh, but it is not a joke for us. That is Odin, and while the fight will not be difficult, that is disappointing because we have just lost the $600,000 encounter, and thus we, despite the good work we did with Golbez and the King and Queen now, we drop another big amount. We're down to really only two really good ones left. That's rough for this early in the game still. So we got 17 bosses remaining. We need 2 more before we get our next offer. And now that this is done, thank you. We saw that little cutscene. We can get out of here. We'll get our key item. Will be we'll get one at the end of this. Once we leave this area, we'll get an opportunity to get a chance at a key item, I should say. And then we'll go down to the land of summoned monsters, and we will find 2 bosses down there, and we will see whether they treat us well or not. Will probably determine how good our next offer is. And now that we're getting down to only 2 really good big amounts up there, I guess you'd kind of count that 150,000 as a sizable amount, but we're going to really have to start considering the offers pretty seriously, because I mean, we're going to have to open we're going to have to fight. We're still 6 bosses away from offer number 3, and I don't know, it can turn fast if some of those big numbers get taken off the board. So we got a rat tail. Okay, that's cool. We don't have the hook yet, so we can't take advantage of the rat tail, which is somewhat unfortunate. The rat tail we can trade in for another opportunity at a key item, but first we'll need the hook. Okay, so let's go down to the land of summoned monsters. There's a number of key item opportunities for us here. We'll have 1 trap chest. We have 1 special chest that's a guaranteed opportunity for a key item. And we will have 2 bosses that can give us key items upon defeating them because they are summons. And in this particular run, summons have an opportunity to give us key items as well. You'll notice I cast float on the whole party so that we avoid the damage tiles. And there we go. There's not too many chests down here, so it shouldn't take us too long to find our boss fight. Likely it's on the 3rd floor, because that's where most of the chests are. And indeed, that is the case this time as well. So in the actual game, I believe the trap chest is right there on the other side of this wall. I can't. It's either there, or it's the one on the 1st floor that looks similar. Oh, but this time it is here on the far left. We've got 5 warriors. The warriors 5, who do not present much danger to us. We will simply cast Quake, and they will be quickly and easily dispatched. There you go. Thank you, Palom. And now, so we haven't really had much in the way of a challenge here, really through this entire game. It's been a pretty smooth run. We got Kain and Fusoya very early in the game, which really can trivialize the early portions of the game. Another mass immune. What's my edge rocket? He's got a mass and a Mura. I'm going to give him double mass immune, though. I think that's better. Even though he loses some strength. I like the agility, and I like the better base weapon damage. I think that's better. Maybe the experts could tell me if I'm wrong. And we'll just grab this chest just for posterity since we're here. We've already got float. 130 gold, not particularly worth it. And then there's a couple other chests here. Oh, another adamant armor. Yippee skippy. I love that. I'm going to give that to Porum. I am pleased. We got 3 adamants, another ribbon. If I remember correctly, though, our headpieces are solid. Is the ribbon better than the dragoon? Let's take a look. Slightly better defense, but it gives 12 evasion, better magic accuracy, and resistance to status ailments. I'll go ahead and go with that. I'll give him a ribbon. So we got a ribbon, a ribbon, a ribbon. Oh, that's not what I thought he had something better than that. So I'm gonna actually redact that. Let's put the Dragoon back on Kane. Let's give the wizard the ribbon to Paulum. I think that'll do better for him. And what's Cecil rocking? He's got the crystal. Okay, so still we've got some pretty solid headpieces here. We've got a little secret area down here that's got some chests. Black belt, slumber, power, fire sword. Not really anything to write home about. Those will all be sold here momentarily. An AG apple. We will continue to feed those to our friend Paulum here. Try and get that HP up a little bit. We've got a chest over here. It's got an Excalibur. Nice. And here is our power shirt. That's a very powerful body piece. If I didn't have so many adamants laying around, it's better than the black belt though. So I'll give that. I will give that to Kane since his body piece is not that good. Probably our next adamant, which we will be getting soon, will be going to our friend Kane. Let's see here. Elixirs. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and sell some stuff. Let's get rid of the flame rods, the mutes, the Odin, the bandana, the charm, the strength, the silver, the grimoire, the hourglass, the ogre, the wizard, the lunar, the sorcerer, the black belt, the power, the slumber, the fire, and the other black belt. So we are well over 500,000. And let's go ahead and rest at the end. Go ahead and top everybody off. So we've got a little bit of a fight coming here. The fights here in the Summon Cave are not really to be trifled with. These guys are pretty powered up, and so I've got a pretty good team, but they're not super high level. So I'm a little under leveled for this, but I'm perhaps over prepared as far as gear. I mean, I have 3 adamant armors. That's a little bit excessive. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see who we've got. We'll give them a fight. We'll also have 2 bosses right from the get-go, so we will know. We will get our second offer here. We have to hope that Leviathan is not one of them, and Kanazo being the other. That would cause us to lose some big money. Grab these last chests. Full moon and a bandana. More selling fodder. And we're definitely going to save because not sure how these fights will go. It all depends who's in the slots. Sometimes you get fairly easy bosses randomized in there. Sometimes they can be pretty nasty. So let's see what we've got. Oh man, that is very sad. So we've got the Leviathan, and so that's going to cost us 500,000. And we also have, I think that's the Gauntlet, because we've already found the Water Hag. The Water Hag and the Gauntlet share a overworld sprite, and so we're going to go ahead and mark down the Gauntlet. And so that's a big one and a small one, but now we're down to just one big number. We have no safety net. I don't expect a very good offer, and I think we're going to be kind of squeezed here. But let's see how we do with this fight. We're going to start with Leviathan. I think he's definitely going to be the tougher of the two. So let's see how this goes. But I think we can take him. I feel good about it. I guess we'll see how hard he hits. That's always the question. Is how nasty. The big wave, obviously, that's a percentage-based attack. That's a 25% HP, I believe. So I'm not worried about that. Cecil hitting well. We're going to go with a little bit of lightning. Oh, I do have lightning 3. Good. We'll throw some lightning 3 on him. I'm going to go ahead and... everybody's okay. I'm going to go ahead and berserk Cecil. Get a little... That'll really pull his damage up. And then we'll start dropping nukes on him. Yeah. This isn't going to be any trouble, I don't think. Which is funny. I think this, even though normally in these slots you fight Leviathan and Asura, I think they're flipped here. I think this is technically the Asura slot Although I could be wrong about that. I always get it mixed up which side, but I thought that Ashura was on the left and he was on the right, but I'd have to look. We're going to throw down a Cure 4 here just to top everybody off. A nuke probably would have ended him, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Everybody's back pretty much to full health. And Cecil just take... See, that's what the power of Berserk. You can just throw down a Berserk and really cause some trouble. So now that takes care of that. Another crystal sword. We already have one of those, so no key item for us there. We're going to go right into the Gauntlet. I think we can handle that. I am going to do a little... I don't remember. So the Gauntlet, normally you fight 5 enemies from the 5 scripted enemies from a Fabul castle battle. I have a flag set on the randomizer to fight 5 enemies from the current area. So we'll get 5 summon monster cave enemies. There's a certain monster down here called the Arachne that casts Quake repeatedly, and that can cause a lot of trouble and could potentially wipe my party. So I want to have float on all my guys, just to be safe. Maybe this is the Ashura. Maybe Leviathan was actually in his normal spot. All right. Well, there's a conjure. He did not conjure what I thought he would, which was the... I probably should have cast that on the conjurer himself, but I guess it doesn't matter. Cecil should knock him out. Cecil is our resident powerhouse here. He is rocking the best gear and is tearing stuff up. You can see just his damage compared to the others is fairly significant. Another conjurer. Okay. Who do we have this time? There's the Arachne. That is what I was talking about. She can be dangerous, and that's why everybody's floating. I think I'm going to try and stone. See if we can get an insta-kill, and indeed we did. I believe this is the only boss fight that we can use instant kill abilities on, because technically they're just regular enemies. All the other enemies have the boss bit enabled, even if they didn't in the original game. A third conjurer. What are we bringing out this time? Naga. Huge Naga, no less. As you can see, these fights kind of all follow the same script. Oh, stone didn't work. You tricked me. Should just cast, you know, virus or something. But no worries there. Obviously, none of these enemies really pose much of a threat to us. The Gauntlet fight, wherever it lands, is almost always a fairly easy win. A 4th conjurer, my goodness. What do we got today? Oh, the clapper. Hope he doesn't give us the clap. In this case, the clap would be a bolt of lightning, since that's what he does. I think he casts like thunder or something, blitz. But it failed. Throw down another virus. Nice work for Soya. Put the hurt on him. There we go. And Kane hopefully will land. Indeed, he did. Alright. This little bit of decent EXP from that clapper fight. And the final of the summon cave monster is just a regular clapper with no friend here. See how he likes a little fire 3 action. The blitz just not getting it done. We have too much magic defense or magic evasion. Very nice. Took care of that. So, no problem from either of those bosses. I thought we'd have maybe something of a challenge, and I could not have been more wrong. Those were both fairly easy, and neither yielded us a key item. Alright, so we've got down to 15 bosses. It is time to see what our next offer is. So, the next offer from the banker, offer number 2. Oh, it's gone down. 13.5. And rightfully so. I mean, we knocked out basically all the good numbers. We got a 750,000 up there. 13.5 is awful. I mean, that is a shameful offer, even by the standards of what's up there. I mean, we could do better than that. So we're going to say no deal to that. Deal or no deal. I say no deal. That is a rough one. That's hard to see. So we're really got to hope. We got to, we see this sometimes in the game. If you ever watch the game show, sometimes they're just left with one good number and they kind of have to ride it out. So we need to knock out some of these low numbers and try to get that offer cranked up. That is our goal. We will get another offer after 4 more bosses. So we need to go hunt some down. Who was our? I forget. Did I forget one? Who did we knock out? Sorry, I'm looking at my own tracking sheet. Oh, it was Odin that I didn't mark. I didn't mark him down on my side. Okay, so let's see. Where are we gonna go next? We can get out of here and go ahead and just exit. Nothing else to see down here. We don't have the Luca key, so we can't do the summit, the sealed cave. We don't have the pan. We could still go down to the Silfs Cave and see if we can get a key item there, and perhaps that's the next place to go. So we're gonna jump over here to the pot of healing, just to top everybody off really quickly. It's one of the quickest ways, probably the quickest way to max out your HP MP for free. And then we're gonna hit the Silfs Cave. So the Silfs Cave has a number of key item possibilities. Once you get the pan, you can whack Yang with the pan and get a key item from the Silfs themselves, since they're considered a summon, so they're one of the summon Silfs. And then we have 7, I believe, 7 trap chests down here. Let's go ahead and count as we go. So these fights can be kind of annoying, but we will open the chests as we get to them. We're going to go down the back side first. Now, since I have push B to jump on, I can do some funny things like jump over walls and hop around, but I'm choosing not to this time, just to make sure that I don't miss any chests. There's a lot of chests down here. There's a lot of different maps. To me, I think it's a little better to go in order, make sure I get everything so I don't overlook one and miss a possible trap chest, which could have a key item that then would gate our progression. So this is fight number 1 against the ghosts. See if I can remember all of the encounters. We've got 3 sets of ghosts. We've got the centipedes. We've got the toads. That's 5. We've got a Marlboro encounter, and we've got a Marlboro and 2 Treant encounter. I think that's the 7 that we've got. So we'll see if I remember that correctly. So this is our first set of ghosts. We'll have 2 more to deal with somewhere down here. And we're hoping, ideally, the best thing we get down here really would be the pan. If we get the pan, another adamant armor. I'll be darned. Okay, well, we'll give that to Kane. So now we've got 4 out of 5 with adamant. We could go buy another adamant if we wanted. That's madness. Okay, I guess that took care of it. Can I jump through here? Oh, I can. Which this is not. It's just a little, quick jump, not actually changing floors. And so here we go. I'm gonna jump over and grab this one while we're here. Ha! Monsters in there too. All right, there's our centipedes. So we've got the peds and we've got the ghosts. Ghost round 1 anyway. Out of the way. Let's see if we get anything good from this one. Oh, we got the package. Okay. Well, that's good. That'll unlock us another boss fight, and it'll unlock us another character. So that's cool. We're going to continue down this way. Here's chest number 3. The 2 Marlboros. So we got Marlboro. In this game, they're called Mobiles because I don't think they had enough room. I don't know how many letters they get. Or maybe they just, maybe it was just translated that way. I think we know them better as Marlboros in the later Final Fantasy titles. So that's a ghost, a Marlboro, and a centipede. Oh my goodness. We're just getting them all in succession. There's ghost number 2. each get to take their turn, so that's just the way that goes. So that gets us to 4. We should have 3 left. We should have ghosts, toads, and another encounter with Marlboros and treants. Or, I forget what they're called. Tree spirits. I forget what they are down here. Evil trees. Something like that. Take those guys out. So it's good. We're getting a lot of our trap chests right away, which is cool. Get those out of the way. Crystal shield. Are we already rocking a crystal shield or no? We are indeed. So that's again sales fodder. All right. Let's see. Nothing else on that floor. Now we got another set of, again, these are all damage tiles, so that's why we're floating above them to avoid the damage. Otherwise, we'd have to heal a lot. And right now, we don't have a ton of healing in this party. Just Fusoya's limited MP pool, so, and I guess a little bit with Cecil to chip in. Of course, we got all those monsters early. There is our 5th one. This is the dark trees. I guess is what they're called here, dark trees and mobiles. So that just leaves the toads, the toad lady and her 6 toads, and the final ghost encounter. We'll see if we get anything good from this particular fight. Come on, pan. I'm looking for the pan. Love to get a pan here. After all the levels. Level up. It's an Artemis bow, so that's the best bow in the game, so that'll be nice. If we do end up finding our Rosa. Whoa, I started hopping. Alright. Oof, I mistimed that. Whoops. I was trying to jump over the damaged tile, and I ended up jumping right on top of it, so that was kind of silly. Alright, there's a bunch of tiles here, so let's go ahead and float again, and maybe Cecil can top off us, so we'll take back some of that damage we took from those fights and those damage floors. There we go. Alright, we got another potentially trapped chest up here. Nope. Still looking for 2. There's not too many chests left, so they should be showing up. In the original game, those last 6 on the bottom that we just opened in that on the last floor before coming out were all trapped. So here's our 3rd and final round of ghosts. And that will leave us with, I believe, just the toad ladies. The ghosts are the worst because they just take so long because they go pretty quickly and they all get to cast fire too on my party, so you have to wait for all those animations, but luckily a quick quake knocks them out shortly after that. And got? Oh, it's the Luca key. Well, okay. You know, the pan would have been the best, but the Luca key's not bad. That'll be a nice, next place to go, next dungeon to battle through. We may go take a look at the package first, see what the package has to offer. So we've got one more trap chest down here in the Sylvan Cave. Perhaps it is here. In this little area. There's 5 more chests here. If not, there's 1 more on the next floor. Oh, I think there's 3 more on the next floor, but here it is, our toad lady. Try to take her out before she is fast. Too fast for me. So she's gonna try to have her little toads turn my party to toads. This can be a very annoying fight, especially in the regular game, or even in this version if you're unprepared. Luckily, with adamant armor protects you from most of those things, and the ribbon does as well. So between the ribbon and the adamant armor, they have virtually no chance of landing a toad on my characters. So it actually becomes a very easy fight and a very quick one. So, and we get a silence rod. We don't have room for it, so I'm just going to exit. And so we did get the Luca key and the package while we were down here, so that's something, but we did not get really what we're after. We're done with fights down here. We've opened all the trap chests, so another Massamine. I'll keep that instead of, we'll get rid of exit. The exit is useless because Paladin Cecil has exit for free. I mean, for 6 or 8 MP or whatever it costs. Alright, let's see. Got a couple more chests here. Forgot about these two. Lunar Staff, don't care. Dragoon Armor. I'll keep it because it's going to sell well, but also don't really care because we have a whole host of adamant armors. Here's Yang. If we had a pan, we could bop him on the head with it to wake him up, but since we don't, we will leave him for now. We'll have to come back later once we find the pan and give him a thwack. So that takes care of that. Let's go do our package next. Break him back into the overworld. If we want, and I'm not going to at this point, but now that we've talked to Yang, we could go back to Fabul, talk to Yang's wife, and get another key item, potentially, but I don't feel like we really need that just yet, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, we don't need to save here because this is a scripted battle. So we'll open the package, see what's inside. It is randomly generated. Today in the package we have a bunch of bursts of smoke. So where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. And so we look at the burning town of Mist. That's actually a pretty cool coincidence there. I like that. The package can open up allegedly into any sprite in the game. So you see some pretty cool stuff. Redia is our character here, just as she is in the normal version. This will be interesting. I kind of want to bring her with me. I could put her in Fusoya's place. Because Redia's always been one of my favorite characters from all Final Fantasies. And I'd love to get her in. I like that skin as well, the all blue and kind of midnight blue. It's looking good. But I don't know. Now's probably a good time to try to bring her. Because we're going to go down into the cave of the sealed cave, which is a lot of trapdoors, which give a lot of good EXP. So, decisions. We can always. It's not a permanent decision. We have it set so that I can retrieve characters that I send away. Oh, I actually need to do something. Can I? Where's the spot here? Oh my! I'm getting myself in trouble. Let's leave. Well, I want to save this. I'm gonna try. I actually want to try to not trigger this cutscene because I want to sell my stuff first. Nice. I did it. I jumped over the tile that would have started the auto run sequence. So now I can get some of this stuff out of here because we are. Aegis. What's old Van Kane using? Diamond shield? That is bad. Let's give him the Aegis. That's a better shield for him. Okay. So let's see. So we're gonna get rid of the full moon, the bandana, the crystal sword, even the power body. Don't want that. We have good stuff already. The crystal shield, the ninja sword, the wizard, the dragoon. Hold on to that dragoon body just for a second. No, we're gonna get rid of it because we're gonna go buy another adamant armor. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Now we've got some room. That's good. We can take a little. Let's take a little peek here. See who we could wake up with the sand ruby. Should we receive it? Sid is our sand ruby guy. If we can get the sand ruby, we could have Sid. We don't want Sid, so chances are we will not be waking him up. Now I can trigger the tile. There it is. Okay, cool. So Redia was our character here. Sid was our secondary character. We have not seen Rosa, Tella, or Yang yet. And now we'll see who we've got here. We got another boss opportunity, a very early game boss, so it should be probably a one-hit kill. But let's see who we've got. Okay, it's the Calabrina dolls. Not great news, 75,000 off the board. Go ahead and just hit them with a blitz. Key is to kill them all at the same time so they don't transform into the giant Calabrina. And that was easy enough, so thank you. While this cutscene's going, we can mark the Calabrinas as seen. So another high number off the board. Things looking grim for my deal or no deal run here. What do we want to do? Do we want to bring Rydia? I do. I want to bring her. Fusoya, it's been fun. I'm going to take your equipment. We're putting Rydia in the party. Really, it's just a personal preference. Probably Fusoya would be more helpful to me. But, you know, you like who you like. What can I say? What's this guy selling? Oh, cabins. That's nice. Take a couple of those. Hop over that lady. And so we have a little trip to go back to the town of Mist, which we just came from. I guess I should have done this while I was there. Didn't really think of that, but we're going to pick up that last adamant armor. We have enough money for it. That will give our team a potent fighting power setup. I mean, the original game, you're only supposed to have one adamant armor, so the fact that you have a whole party full of adamanted out people is pretty out of control. We'll throw down the charm. We'll give you want the tiara or the ribbon? I like that wizard. I'll go with the tiara, actually. And the protect ring. So she is, for a level 1 character, pretty powered up. We're going to use the Asura. And we're going to use Bahamut. And I think Sylph was in the Dwarven Castle, so I'm going to go pick up a Sylph as well for her. I'm going to sell some of this other nonsense. Didn't somebody need a ribbon? Yeah, you. Should take that ribbon. And alright, let's sell some stuff. We're going to get rid of... Yeah, the sorcerer body. I mean, there's no body piece that we're going to want to wear at this point in the game because get rid of those, get rid of that. Even the white. There's no reason to keep that white body piece because if we do pick up Rosa, which at this point is kind of late in the game, the fact that I don't have her yet. Is there anywhere I could look for a character? Tower of Zot has 2. I might do that because I wouldn't mind having Rosa in the party, and it makes sense to get her before we take the time to level up Rydia. If we're going to make any changes, we should make it now. That way we don't have to make any in the future. We'll go get the Sylph later. I'm going to run through the old Tower of Zot real quickly. It's pretty fast. We got a couple key item opportunities here, and more. We got 2 bosses that we'll fight here, and we'll get 2 characters here. So it's a lucrative area. I could have done this much earlier since I have push B to jump on. I could actually have got here immediately had I wanted to, but since I would have been a little bit too weak to fight the bosses, I didn't want to spend that much time backtracking. We could have come here if we'd gotten stuck by something, but we had such a brilliant start that it just wasn't necessary, and it was easy to just wait until we're a little bit more powered up to take care of this portion. And we can kind of do a little hop over the wall here to save some time. There's our trap chest. Flame dog. Try to kill him before he uses flame. Excellent work. That's good. I'll give Rydia a couple levels in the bank. 9 levels just from that one fight. She'll learn a bunch of useless low-level spells. Crystal helmet, so there's no key item there, and that gives us at least I'm actually going to let her stay low health. Because she doesn't have enough health to really survive anything anyway at 114. Hopefully, if she's considered low health, she'll be able to get covered for physical attacks, at least by Cecil. Might help preserve her. Really, I just want her to stay alive so that she can gain some EXP and catch up a little bit and just have a little more survivability. The hope up here is to get a Rosa. Do a quick save just in case. You never know what you're going to find, but this boss fight at this stage now should be no problem for my guys. But yeah, it'd be nice if we get Rosa. Probably we'd swap out Rosa for Kane and go with a party of Cecil and Rydia, Rosa, Palom, and Edge. See if between Lightning 3 and Cecil I can wipe him out before those arms come back. Oh, it's gonna... Oops. There we go. Excellent. Quite excellent. 8 more levels for Redia. We got the Baigen. Can't forget to mark that. So, let's take a look here. Our friend the Baigen is worth... Where is he? 800. Good. So there's another low one. That's good. Get that out of there. That's what we got to do. The one we cannot see is Knazo. If we come across Knazo, this is just basically a failed run, and we'll just, we'll take what we can get at that point. But I don't feel like we, I mean, I guess you go for the 150 with the Mom Bomb, but as you can see, the Knazo, we cannot encounter him. If we can keep that 750 on the board, we can at least start pushing that offer up and getting a little bit better of a deal. Perhaps we'll get something respectable. So we at least need him to stay out of the way for a while. Let's see what we see here. All right, we already knew this. See, now in this case, this could have told us had we come here first that we would have been able to cross Golbez off a little bit earlier. We have already fought him though, because actually the time when you fight him, you show up is in the Dwarf Cave, which we started with. So Tella is one of our 2 characters. That is not what we wanted. We were hoping for Rosa, but maybe Rosa's in her vanilla spot and is tied to the thing. And she is! What good fortune for us. That is amazing. There was, I mean, a 1 in 4 chance of it being Rosa, and at least, I guess, technically a little bit higher, but with 4 possible characters left, we knew she'd be one of them. We don't want Tella. Thank you anyway. I'm going to take her. We're going to take her. We're going to send Kane packing. Love Kane, but he's just not doing it for me. We're going to switch this up a little bit. Put Palom there. Put Cecil there. Put Rosa in the middle. We're going to hook Rosa up with some goodies. Adamant armor. Protect ring. She will take the ribbon. The tiara is more of a black magic's friend than a white magic friend. Artemis bow, Artemis arrows. So she is fully geared out. Very little to improve. Redia and Palom could both use a Stardust rod, but that's the only real improvement there. Edge, that's about as good as it gets. I don't know. I can't think of anything I'd rather have for him. Cecil is the same boat. I mean, we're talking side grades at best here. Let's just reorganize a little bit while we're in here. Bahamut Shiva will leave a spot for Silph. None of this stuff is any good. We're not going to use any of this. We'll leave Fire 2, Lightning 2, Ice 2 up there, but that's about it. For Rosa, she doesn't have anything yet, but all this stuff is useless. Except Exit. Even Exit's useless because Cecil has it. So we'll just get that out of the way. Palom. Move some stuff around for him as well. Lightning. Ice and fire there, and that'll leave us some room for... Really, we just want Nuke right here. In fact, we can go like that. That's not too bad. But I want that... I'll put Nuke there, Meteor there, and those 3 will be Fatal, Fatal Weak, and... I forget what the last one is I'm missing. Oh, we'll see when we get it. Alright, well, let's see who we've got here. Boss... 13 bosses left, soon it'll be 12. We don't want Knazo. We don't want the Mom Bomb. Anybody else will be fine. It's the Wyvern, okay? That can be dangerous. So, in the vanilla game, the Wyvern starts each fight with... Okay. With the Mega Flare spell, which does massive damage. In this particular seed, we have a setting... But that can be a real showstopper. There's times when if you get the Wyvern, especially in a bad place where he's blocking progression, you just can't do anything about the Mega Flare. Like, it does like 5k damage. You can really get stuck. So one of the flags that they offer you is to randomize his first attack. So he'll still do an attack to your whole party to start the fight, but it's a randomly pulled. And sometimes it can still be pretty nasty. That time it was Venom, which is not a dangerous spell whatsoever. It's an inconveniencing spell at most. So we lucked out with the Wyvern. He was no trouble. And he's also a nice low value, $600. So we got the 600 and the 800 out. So that's helpful. Hey, we got a pan. How about that? Better late than never, as they say. So now we can go on another little key item hunt here. We got Redia, we got Rosa. We got a couple things to do here to get us up to speed. First thing we're going to do is roll down to the underworld and go whack Yang with that pan. Which, don't worry, it won't hurt him too bad. Yeah, Yang's a tough guy. He can handle it. Don't shed a tear for him. Hey, I made the jump that time without taking damage. Not that it'll matter. Take a little bit of a pounding here. Actually, probably could have skipped that. I think I could have jumped over the wall there. Yeah, I totally could have jumped over the wall there. So that was kind of dumb, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I mean, we're not going to encounter anything down here. Encounters are set to off. We've already gotten all the trap chests from this area. We'll hit the... we will hit the pot of life at some point in the future. All right, let's whack him with the pan. What's up, Yang? Thank you. Opportunity for a key item here. You gonna hook us up? What do you got? No, it's a life staff. We don't want that. That's disappointing, but okay, that's fine. So right now we are at 8 of 10. I'd love to be able to get to 10. Or, I'm sorry, 8 of 17. I'd love to be able to get to 10 of 17. To get that EXP boost, because now that we have Redia and Rosa, both obviously very low level comparatively, it's a great opportunity to do a little grinding, get them caught up to the rest of the party, and kind of move into the end game here. But we'll see. We have 2 more key items opportunities here. We have, now that we've found Yang for one, and hit him with the pan, we can go talk to Yang's wife and get 2 key items. It's possible to split those up. Once you talk to her, you can get the first, talk to Yang in the underworld, you can get the first one from her. But obviously, if you can find the pan first, you can get both of them back to back, which saves you a trip. So it makes it a little bit easier. Let's see. We've got the darkness crystal. All right, there's one. Come on. So now we got to give her the pan. Give me another one. Give me another key item. You are a brilliant woman, Yang's wife. Look at that. So we got the spoon and the darkness crystal, 2 key items back to back from Yang's wife. That allows us to be at 10 of 17. So now from here on out, every EXP we earn will be doubled, and that will make leveling up a lot quicker. And I'm just couldn't be happier about that. That was some really nice luck. I didn't expect that to happen. And we've got a couple other things, so we'll go ahead and do some house cleaning items here. We've got the dark crystal, which allows us to go to the moon. That is our moon gatekeeper. So we needed to find that in order to progress, so I'm happy that we got that. We'll come in here and see a little cutscene with the Elder of Mysidia and get the big whale, which will allow us to travel to the moon. We still need a couple things. Obviously, we still need to fight all the bosses, so we'll get there. But as far as just progression through the game, we need the crystal, which we get by completing our objectives. Our objectives, none of which have been completed. We need the twin harp, and then need to go down and do the Cave of Magnus with the twin harp and fight the boss down there in order to check off 2 of our objectives. Our third is to forge the legend, which is we need the legend sword and the adamant ingot. I don't believe we have either of those. Oh, maybe we have one. Did I forget to mark one? Let me see. I feel like maybe I did. Didn't we get the adamant somewhere? Let's take a look at that tracking thing. We did get the adamant. That was the free item from Edward early in the game. I didn't mark that on my sheet. Okay, yes, but we're still, so we need the legend and the twin harp, and then we can do some work to get the crystal from there. The hook will allow us to use the rat to get a potential key item. The pink tail would give us an adamant armor, which we already have 5 of, so that's not necessary. We can come in here and take a free little nap for for Rosa. And we need to plot our next move. So there's a couple things we can do next. I think what we're going to do, however, is we're going to do the Seal Cave. So that's a great place to gain some EXP. We'll roll down. I think we have a siren that we found from a chest. If I wanted to really crank these guys up before even going down there, we could use a bunch of sirens over here. I'll show you guys a spot. This is a little spot here in the underworld. It's this little area right here against the side wall that you can land on. And if you use a siren, sub-siren, you get the rarest encounter possible in this area. Well, that just happens to be an egg that has a green dragon in it. Or maybe a yellow dragon. I forget if it's yellow or green. We'll see if it opens up when I kill it. If you don't hit it hard enough, it'll hatch and become a dragon and be a little bit more dangerous. If you just kill it straight up, it gives you 68,000 EXP with the times 10. Or the times... I think I've been saying times 10. It's a times 2 modifier. So it's 10 key items gives you times 2 EXP. I'm sorry if I've been saying that wrong. I think I've been saying times 10 EXP, which would be really out of control. But even this, even a times 2 EXP, also very out of control. You can see how many levels my characters gained. That just shot Rosa and Redia right up into kind of where they need to be. Got them some really useful spells. Redia has, she has Cure 3 now, which is very useful. I'm just kind of organizing some of this stuff, putting the less used ones down. And same thing with Redia. I don't think I actually learned anything terribly useful. Oh, she learned Virus. That's good. Put Virus up there, but the rest of that stuff isn't really anything to write home about. Alright, well, so if we had more sirens, we could just kind of spam that fight and get a absolute boatload of EXP. But we don't have the sirens. We could go buy some, but I just don't think it's necessary. This team is stacked. They're in good shape. We don't need to overkill it, and we'll get plenty of EXP down here in the sealed cave. And I don't think we have any danger because everybody's got adamant armor from the trapdoors. So let's go down and take a little peek. See, we'll save it just in case because you never know when accidents happen. It's always good to keep a good save on, especially in a situation like this where we're streaming. I'd rather not have to do a bunch of makeup work. So we use Luca Key to open the door to the sealed cave, and down into the depths we go. Sealed cave is kind of unique. It's a very low encounter rate on the regular map, but each of these doors is a trapdoor fight. The trapdoor fight, the trapdoor is kind of a douche. He will identify a target by searching them. He picks Rosa, and should he get his turn, wow, we took him out before he could even act. Edge and Cecil tearing it up. But should he get an opportunity to act, he will use Disrupt, which is an instant kill on the target. But if you're sitting on some adamant armors, as we are, or ribbons, I believe both will protect you from instant death, anything that has an instant death protection. So not much of a threat here. We could kill some of these guys for EXP purposes should we desire it. I'll go. Oh, I didn't expect that. Okay. I'm gonna switch her arrows. I don't want to use her Artemis arrows because I only have a couple of them. Put the charm arrows on, but I do want her to be able to attack. You can see the disrupt has no effect because I pushed the wrong button there. I meant to cast a spell. Oh, I jumped. So, yeah, I always forget, in this seed, because I have the push B to jump on, push B to jump allows you to kind of hop around on the map and get into some shenanigans. It also allows all of your characters to actually use the jump command in battle, just like Kane can, which is definitely useful for like the Vivalis fight, or just, I mean, jump does double damage. You can use it to avoid attacks if you time it right. So it's really kind of a gimmicky thing. I really ought not to have put push B for jump on for this particular playthrough, since it's the first time I'm streaming this game. So for people who don't have a lot of experience with free enterprise, it probably would have been better to show you a little bit more of a vanilla run before we, rather than this kind of funky run with the push B to jump enabled. But when I prepped this and kind of set all the flags, I actually hadn't been planning to stream it at the time. I thought I was going to play it on my own, and then I thought, yeah, you know, maybe this would be fun to stream. And again, it's one of these things that I didn't really expect. I still don't expect anybody to really have a lot of interest in, you know, but you never know. So away we go. But maybe we'll do another free enterprise run here at some point that, you know, is just a little bit more of the standard fare, and has some of the weirder flags not turned on to show what, especially this one, partially due to the flags, but also partially due to just some good luck, ended up being a very non-challenging flag. I mean, we have coasted through this with no trouble at all. So if we went with a different flag set and maybe got a different bit of luck, I think we would definitely see the challenge ramped up a little bit. And if you're the kind of person who likes a challenge and you're watching this and saying, oh boy, this seems like a joke, I mean, this really trivializes the game, it certainly can, but you can really set some seeds using the flags and just sometimes with the random luck of the draw that are brutal, just really incredibly difficult. So if you're interested in a Final Fantasy IV related challenge, I definitely encourage you to check out the free enterprise site, which again will be linked in the YouTube description. So we've gone down here, we got another Excalibur, no key item, but we get a boss fight. Let's see who it is. We're not looking for Kenazo. We've got the Dragon of Mist. Okay, there they are. So that's a $5,000 foe. Not too shabby. I'm pretty pleased with that, to be honest with you. I at this point, anything that's not the Kenazo is a win. Even the Mom Bomb, although the Mom Bomb is still our best backup, our best safety net, if you will. Dragon of Mist is not a really particularly fun fight because after a couple turns it turns into mist and you can't damage it, and it will counterattack if you try to attack it. There it is. I don't think it counterattacks magic, but I don't think the magic can actually hit. In the vanilla game, nobody has magic when you get to it, so it makes sense that it's not coded to handle that. So we just have to wait. Just hang around, wait for it to turn back from mist. Now we get ready to fight. Okay. It can be an annoying fight, especially in when it lands somewhere like this. This is a little bit of more of a late game boss fight that has a little bit more HP, and so we really. Okay, that wasn't too bad, but sometimes if they've got, I've seen that mist dragon land in some pretty wonky places where it turns to mist 5, 6, 7 times in a fight, and you're just kind of shaking your head, waiting for the fight to be over. But all right, let's mark on our Mist Dragon. 5,000 off the board. That's good. One more. Oh no, this is it. That was I always forget that it's down to 4 there. So we're down to 11 bosses. That means we get offer number 3. We did all right that time. I expect this offer to go up. Let's see. The banker comes back and he says offer is 85,000. Okay, now we're talking. So this is one we've got to really consider. It's the third highest number on the board. We've got 750. We've got 150. 85 would slot in next. 40, 25, 7, 4, 1, 900, 500, 300, 100 are all left on the board. We've got 11 chances. If we say no to this deal, we have to fight 3 more bosses. If we hit that 750, you know that number is going to plummet. But if we want to push our luck, if we could get 3 more bosses out of there, this number could go up significantly, especially if we get some of these really low ones out. And just really anything on this right side. Oh boy, this is tough. That's a good offer. It's a better offer than I expected, to be honest. I tried when I wrote my formula. The 2 things that I wanted to preserve were there's a small element of randomness. There's a number of variables. And so I really tried to keep it in line with the spirit of what the banker in Deal or No Deal offers. And also I wanted to be able to kind of surprise myself. I wanted to put myself in tough situations like this, where just like the contestant, I have to make a choice about what to do. I don't want to leave 85,000 on the table. To be honest, I think I would probably take this deal. You know, if this was real life, if somebody's really going to pay me out for this, I'd probably take my 85,000 and give them a salute and not roll the dice. Since, you know, we're on the stream, you guys who may or may not exist, following along with me, you know, let's see. Let's just roll the dice. Let's see how it goes. Let's try to push our luck here. We got to get 3 more bosses. Let's see if we can avoid the Kenazo. Put a little bit of excitement into it. So we're going to say very generous offer, but no deal. No deal. 85,000 has been left on the table. We walked away from it. We got to kill 3 more bosses to get our next offer. Should we get another offer and keep that Kenazo on the board, I think that offer is going to get nice and hefty, and I think we'll probably be forced to take it, in all honesty. But we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens. All right. How are these guys doing? Do we get... Oh, we didn't. We're still missing Nuke. Nuke will come next. That's our next spell there. Redia is still a couple levels away from Nuke. She's got Quake, though, so that's kind of nice. Just going to organize these spells a little bit real fast. I'm kind of OCD about that. Okay, thank you. I'd like to get just a couple more levels for some of these guys, especially we're getting ready to go now to some of the end game fights. Again, not that I'm worried about having trouble with them, because just what kind of trouble could we have? But just to speed things up, make sure we're just kind of, to be quite honest, I'm getting a little bit tired, but I'd love to push through and get this one finished tonight and not have to do a 3rd episode just to tie it up. So I want to try to be able to push through the last part of the game without too much trouble. I'd like to speed things up, as it were. So a couple more levels will not go amiss. And who knows, we'll see. Maybe we'll get some goodies in here. Not this time. Fire Armor and Dancing Dagger, both virtually useless. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I feel like I have just about as good as stuff as I can expect. Maybe some Stardust Rods would jack up Polym and Redia's damage a bit. Alright. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because I moved him. Cecil, I liked it better before when... I guess it's probably because Polym, Rosa, and Redia are all gaining levels, but I liked it a little bit better when Cecil was going second right after Edge. He was really able to just cut through those guys really fast with his... You know, as I said, he's kind of our damage horse right now, but alas. I'll just keep knocking these trapdoor chests fights out. They're so easy, non-threatening for me right now. Parry with Rosa to save an arrow. Alright, no trouble at all. Get a little bit more. What we're really looking for, I think, is level 52 for Redia, if I remember correctly. Let's see, what does she have? Yeah, that looks right. I believe 52 is where Redia learns Nuke. Once Nuke is on the board for Redia and Polym, everything just melts. I mean, Nuke is just out of control powerful. Which was, I mean, perhaps a little bit silly that I gave up the one Nuke I had on Fusoya, but I didn't feel like we'd need it in the meantime. Here it is. Incredibly quick. Massive damage. Costs a lot of MP, but Polym and Redia can handle that. They both have nice MP pools. So, yeah, no trouble there. No trouble at all. And we'll just grind out a couple more doors. Yeah, what else is there to say? Looking back at our offer, that 85,000, what a great offer. I mean, that was really well placed, I would say. Tough to turn away. If my wife was playing, my wife and I like to watch Deal or No Deal. You know, oh, nice, nuke for Rita. So we're down here. She would have taken it, I'm certain, knowing her, and she would have implored me to take it, I think, too. I mean, $85,000, that's a lot of money. Now, turn your nose up at that. Seems a little bit greedy, perhaps. I'm in fact regretting a little bit turning down that deal. I kind of wish I could go back now that I've thought a little bit more. You know, because if you open up that 750,000 and that goes away, you feel kind of silly. But we'll see what happens. Okay, I need to think about what's next. I believe what's next for me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Like I said, getting a little bit tired. We're again approaching midnight here in Mountain Time, and it's when I start to fade a little bit. It's kind of the 12 o'clock hour. So, but it's Friday night. We're gonna try to push through, and you know, I apologize if I get a little bit loopy, more so than usual. But okay, we're healed up. Our team is powered up. Throw nuke up in there. Make a spot for Medio. How's Pollen looking? Everything's in the right spot for him. Okay, great. How's Rose looking? Got Cure 4 in there, Life 2 in there, White in there. That's fabulous. That's everything she needs. Okay. We've got another summon fight that we can do real fast. We have the Odin Fight down in the basement of the Baron Castle. So let's go see what that's all about. So we'll have a boss there. That'll be the first of our 3. And then I think we'll do the giant of... Oh, why did I go this way? Forgot that I can push B to jump. Just jump right over the wall. There we go. We'll do the giant of Babel next, I think. And that'll give us 3 more bosses. And we'll see what we see. See if I made a wise choice. What do we got down here? No Kenazo. Dr. Lugay. Okay, that's great. That's the $300 fight. We're gonna have to take care of him real fast, though. This guy, this particular battle with Odin, decent amount of HP, so these guys will take a couple hits. And this is a 2-part fight. We have to defeat Dr. Lugay and Balnab. If you defeat Dr. Lugay first, Balnab will explode summarily. So we don't really want to do that. If we defeat Balnab first and don't get Dr. Lugay out of the way after a couple turns, he'll turn into like Balnab Z or something, and we'll have to... Oh, okay, well, there it goes. So now we gotta take this guy out quick before he explodes, because that could actually hurt somebody. Okay, good. So that takes care of both of them. Now we have part 2 of the fight, which is the true form of Dr. Lugay. He turns into a weird zombie thing. Let's see if we can actually kill him before he transforms. He countered... No, he's too quick. That's alright. And now he'll cast poison or venom on my entire party, which is incredibly annoying. Because then they all get purple and start losing HP, and the screen gets all blurry whenever you try to walk, so... I can either deal with it and go heal, or I can heal all my guys manually, which I will probably do that to spare you guys the damage. Zeus Rod, or Zeus Gauntlet, that's nice. Okay, Baron Castle, we didn't get a key item there, but we did see Dr. Lugay, so let's mark him off. $300 off the board. That is fabulous, our second lowest number. We'll go ahead and heal everybody so that so I don't make you poor people on the stream have a seizure from the blurry screen when you walk while poisoned. I'm going to go ahead, that crystal. I'm going to give this to you. I want him to have the Zeus. I'm going to give that crystal ring to Does Paul already have one? Yeah, I'll give it to Redia. Speed her up a little bit too. Rosa can keep the protect. Okay, I can't exit from here, but I can do the push B to jump trick to cut some time off of the departure. Let's call it. Oh. Alright, so that takes care of that. The only thing left in the overworld is the rat tail to be turned in and the Dark Elf Cave. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the hook, so we can't turn in the Dark Rat Cave, the rat tail, and we can't do the Dark Elf Cave until we get the twin harp. So we're still missing 2 required key items here. And that's what I was talking about earlier when saying sometimes you got to go to the moon first. We have a chance to get one of them, however, and that will be in the Giant of Babel. So let's go summon the giant before we go to the moon. This will battle our way through the giant. There'll be 1 trapped chest here, which will give us an opportunity to get a key item. And then we'll have two boss fights in here. So we will know at the end of those 2 boss fights what our next offer is, offer number 4. And if we can just avoid the Kainazo, I think we will have a juicy deal, one that will be very difficult to say no to. So we're in the mouth, crawl down the throat, through the chest, kind of weird, kind of cool though. What a cool idea for a boss, to actually go inside and have the map be shaped like the body of the giant. I always found this boss to be just so amazing. Final Fantasy IV, what a game. What a fantastic game. Can't speak highly enough about it. The last arm is our trap chest. He will either die summarily or explode in a ball of fire. We will see what he chooses. I think he's going to die. At my behest. Indeed, the nuke once again getting the better of him. And do we have a key item? We do. It's the pink tail. All right, cool. That doesn't help us. Like the rat tail, that one requires the hook key item in order to turn in the tails. And we do not have that yet. So still waiting for the hook. Still waiting for. We're missing the Baron key, which we don't actually need because we jumped through that hoop with the push B to jump feature. We need the legend, which will allow us to forge a weapon for Cecil, as well as complete a task. Alright, let's see who we got here. And then we need the hooks of Sand Ruby. We don't need the Sand Ruby, I guess. We've got... Oh, well, that's good. That is not Kainazo. That is... It's either Pale Dim here or the Dark Fossils. Is that what they're called? The Dark Fossils? No, it's the Pale Dim. Okay, Pale Dim is a... This guy has a lot of life, but he is an easy battle. We're going to go ahead and berserk our boy Cecil. We're just going to nuke the bejesus out of this poor dude. And he's got a lot of life. This is, I believe, the fight with the most HP pool, the biggest HP pool in the game. This is the vanilla 4 Fiends fight. So he'll take a couple hits, but Pale Dim in and of himself is not a terribly dangerous boss. And in most slots, he is the easiest of the 5 moon bosses that share that same kind of star sprite on the world map. So we'll just let these boys berserk their way through. We'll let the mages nuke. And Rosa, having done berserk duty, will now just kind of hang out. I think he absorbs holy magic, so I think casting white on him would heal him. So not really much to do but nuke and let the attackers attack. Everybody's health is pretty much full, so you could berserk yourself. But yeah, there we go. A lot of HP, but boy, we cut through that fast. This team is potent, as you can tell. So 7,000 off the board at this point in the game. That is a very good thing. We're down to 1 more boss before the next offer. Crossing our fingers, it's not Kenazo. Hopefully not the Bomb either. That will really give us some an offer that we probably would be foolish to refuse. But we will see. We'll see exactly what it is. I'm going to save. I still like to save every time, just because I'm a little bit OCD and I just don't want to have to redo things, especially on the stream, as I mentioned earlier. So, here we go. The CPU fight. Let's see who it is. Perhaps the real CPU. We haven't seen him yet. That would be nice, because that's the $500 fight. What do we got? Oh, it's the 4 Fiends of Elements. That is fantastic. That is our lowest possible number. I am shocked by that. There it is, the $100. We're gonna get a heck of an offer here. All right, let me update my sheet here. We had the Pale Dim, and now we have the 4 Fiends. We only saw 2 of the Fiends because we hit them so hard that they didn't even get to transform until into the third one. So, boom. And so now we're going to get another offer. 8 bosses remain. We'll let that ride. So now, let's go ahead and let this go through, and then we'll address the offer, because this is going to be one that we're really going to have to take seriously. Yang shows up in the Giant, so we've seen every hero. That means there's one duplicate hero today that we have not yet seen. We'll see who that is when we get to the moon. We're not going to bring Yang, obviously. He does not really bring anything to this particular party, and our team is leveled up sufficiently. See you later, Yang. Okay. So before we proceed, let's take a look at our offer. 8 bosses remaining. Offer number 4. $137,500 is our 4th offer. Whoo! Whoo! It's a lot. You know, there's an old adage that they say on Deal or No Deal. One of the common strategies is common bits of sense is that you don't accept an offer until it's your 2nd highest offer. This would be the 3rd highest offer, but boy, it sure is close. $137,500. If we say no to this deal, we have to open 2 more. That means we would have a 25% chance of knocking out this. We'd have 2 opportunities. I don't actually think it's 25. I think it's a 12.5% chance, and then whatever 1/7 is. I don't know what that is. A 16% chance, a 13% chance. I'm not sure. But not good. Not good at all. You know, odds still be in our favor, but boy, that's dicey. Do we really want to be greedy with it? It's a tough choice. I don't know. I mean, I'm putting me on the spot here. I see now too something I'd never experienced before just watching the show. The pressure to perform. I mean, if it was just me, I think I would take this just like that. But you know, there's potentially people watching. People, you know, I can't imagine being in the crowd of the Deal or No Deal studio where people yelling at you to deal or no deal, trying to influence you. What a feeling to make this decision on the spot here at $137,500. I guess the question I have to ask myself is if I don't hit the Kenazo in the next 2, how much is it likely to go up? I mean, that time it went up by about 50,000. Presumably, boy, I don't know. It all depends what you knock out. How far do I want to push my luck? All right, $137,500. Deal or no deal? I say no deal. No deal is what I'm going to say. I know that is madness. I feel a little crazy for it, but we're going to push our luck today. We're going a little further. We're going to try to open 2 more boss fights, see if we can squeak through. We had a rough start. Luck has come back and held with us. We'll see if we're going to squander it. it's time to go to the moon. We've got Bahamut's Cave and the Lunar Subterranean. We will start with the Bahamut Cave. We will have one boss there. We will have what amounts to the Pale Dim slot in the Lunar Subterranean. Unless we get the Twin Harp, in which case perhaps we will go back down to Earth. We'll see. We'll have to make a decision about that. But we'll take things one at a time. We're going to go to Bahamut's Cave. We're going to fight Bahamut. We'll have to fight a couple behemoths along the way. I guess we don't have to fight the behemoths. In fact, I mean not to. Because we can jump them. So really it will come down to, can I remember the exact square where the behemoths lurk that will trigger an automatic fight? There's one here. So we skip that one. This one's a little tougher. I think it's here. Oh, heck yeah. And then the third one here. There we go. CPU. Okay. We made a good choice. Bahamut's Cave is the CPU. So the CPU is kind of like a gimmicky fight for anyone who hasn't played it in the original. You can't. Did that not kill that dude? Gosh. It's got an attacker and a defender. The defender just heals 3,000 a turn. I think it's 10% or 5% of the life each turn. The attacker deals 10% of your life. Oh no. How foolish. I never got the Silf summon. I forgot to go back and get that, which can be very helpful here. I kind of want to brute force this because I feel I'm lazy. We're gonna try something kind of silly here. We're just gonna go to town on these guys. And so we'll see what happens when he loses both of his little friends. He responds with Globe 199, which deals massive amounts of damage to 2 different party members. He'll use it again here in a second, and then he'll restore his orbs. So what I'm going to do is say, I think I can out-heal or out-life your orbs, and I'm just going to try to kill him. Boom, just like that. Well, that worked out perfectly. A dangerous strategy, because those Globe 199s can cause you some trouble, but I didn't want to try to push through that. Okay, an AG apple, so we got no key item there, but we did get the CPU. So far, our gamble has paid off. We are down to 7 bosses. We simply need the next one to not be Kenazo, and we will get a better offer. And then we will again have a difficult choice to make. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a little... I probably should have waited on that, but that's all right. We're not in that big of a hurry. I do kind of want to look at that Silf summon, although that was like the one fight that it was really useful for, so kind of silly. We do have a trapped chest in the Lunar Caves, so we'll run and grab that real quick. Again, we do need still the Legend Sword and the Twin Harp before we'll be able to beat this game. Those are the only 2 that we absolutely need. The other key items would not block our progression, but we have to get those 2 before we can fight the final boss. So we don't want to leave any treasure chests behind that potentially could hold a key item for us. Unfortunately, that's going to mean some serious work in the Lunar Subterranean, and I'm feeling the weight of it now as it's getting later and later. Because I was hoping we could just blitz through this, but there are, I don't remember the exact number. There's quite a few trap chests, 9 trap treasure chests in the Lunar Subterranean, so, and that was not a key item there, so Just using our little jump ability to kind of hacks our way through this. Let's see. I could skip this, but let's see who it is. I'm curious who our final party member could be. It is a duplicate. We've seen everybody at least once. If we wanted, we could take a duplicate of somebody. It is allowed. It's Edge. Solid party member, but better beginning of the game than late game. We don't really need a second Edge at this point. I mean, it could have its uses. You could make an argument for him, but kind of Naruto looking Edge. But we're going to dismiss him, and we're not going to take his equipment. Thanks, Edge, but no thanks. So we will descend into the Lunar Subterranean. There are 5 bosses that guard 6 potential key items, as well as 9 trap chests, for a total of 15 possible key items down here. And we're going to start with this chest over here, see if it's trapped. It is indeed. So our first trap chest is 2 red giants. Earlier I was able to recite all the trap chests for the Silfs Cave. I don't know that I could do that for all 9 of these. I probably could. I'm a little tired for it. We got the red giants. I know there's a couple behemoths. There's a couple of like the warlock, like the witches and the carries. There's a pair of red dragons, I believe, and a red and blue dragon. Which that's 7. What am I forgetting? There's a defossil and a witch, I think. And then is there a third behemoth potentially? Forgetting one. There's one more that I'm not thinking of. So I guess we'll see as we go. That was the 2 red giants, and of course that was not a key item. Oh, and we're full, so we're gonna need to make some room here before we really go down here in earnest, because I do not want to have a full inventory for this. But let's see, and probably should make some room because we'll get an item from this. I'm gonna drop the mute dagger. Don't care about that. Okay, here we go. This is the fight that will really determine our next next money, because we will get an offer after this battle. Is it Kenazo? It's the Dark Elf. Whoo! That is good news. That is really good news. And again, it's going to make me have to make a very, very difficult decision. How many times will I pass up a good offer? And what is the one bridge too far? Because our friend here, the Dark Elf, is sitting in the 1,000 gold spot. Or the one, whoops, that's not the right button. Sorry about that. There we go. He is transformed into his dragon form. And he will take a nuke and a slash from Cecil, and that's all, folks. 100k EXP, a couple levels all around. And our key item is not a key item, it's another protect ring. So we can mark that off. And so now we have 6 foes remaining. Offer number 5 on the table, ladies and gentlemen. 202,500. And unfortunately, as much as I would love to just keep the excitement going, I absolutely cannot do it. I have to take this deal. It's just too good. I would regret it immeasurably should I fail. So 202,500. That is sorry, where's my deal log? Oh, there it is. That is our final winnings. We took the deal. We have not figured out the case amount yet. Our best deal offered so far is the same. That has been our highest number, so we have left nothing on the table yet. But, as Howie Mandel would say, what we really want to know is, did I make a good deal? So, even though I've accepted the deal, there's still 6 bosses potentially open. There's 5 more fights. We're going to finish this out, and we're going to find out if I made a good deal or not. But first, we're going to exit here and sell some items so that we have some room in our inventory, so that every time we open a chest, we don't have to make a decision on which one we want to keep and which one we don't, because that just takes too damn long. So, we'll pop over here, talk to the Hummingways. He is not selling anything good, but let's see. We can get rid of some stuff here. Tiara gone, Samurai gone. Silk web that can be useful. The Gaia drum is not. These iron arrows, what are they doing here? Avengers. Let's be real, I'm not using that. I love the Avenger. It has its place for sure, but not in this particular run. The cat claws are gone. No, no, no. All this stuff, garbage. Even defense. I mean, you can throw defense for a decent amount, but we got a bunch of stuff that we're just throwing anyway. I just don't want any of this. AG Apple. I'm going to give, this time I'm going to give to Redia, because she's the one. She's kind of our low HP on the totem pole. Okay, that's much better. Much, much better. Okay, good deal. Hum hum. Alright, here we go. Back at it. So we have 4 bosses down here that we need to see who is left, and we need to determine whether or not I made a good deal. So, down we go. We have to also continue to open chests to attempt to find the key items that we're missing. Again, we need that legend sword. We need that twin harp, and the only places to get them that we can even look, the only options we have left are here in the Lunar Subterranean. So we know that either they'll be down here or something that will allow us to progress to get them is down here. Namely, the hook would be the item that would allow us to progress to potentially get them if it's in the rat tail slot. So there's a behemoth. I don't recall how many behemoths there are, whether there's 2 or 3. There might be 3. That might be the one I'm forgetting. That or it's something funky. I know there's at least 2. Maybe there is a 3rd one. Or maybe am I thinking of the King Ryu and Ging Ryu? I think maybe that might be a trap chest as well. So maybe there's 2 behemoths and a Ging and King Ryu. We will see. I say Ryu. It should be Ryu, since it's probably pronounced. I apologize to people shaking their fists at me right now, saying, why are you calling it a Ryu when it should be Ryu? So that is a boomerang or a full moon, not a key item. Can't jump through there, unfortunately. That'd be a nice little shortcut from the other side where we fought the Pale Dim. I think it was... I forget who it was now. Boy, I'm getting tired. I literally can't remember the last boss we fought, despite being so relieved to see him. It was the Dark Elf, right? Okay. Warlock and 3 carries here. This is our 3rd battle down here. Carries very highly resistant to magic. The Warlock will counter with a spell that steals MP, so I probably... Oh, Charmed. Nice. I'll keep him from countering at least. The nice thing about the Nuke spell is that Nuke basically overrides anything that even has magic defense, with the exception of like Vivalis in certain spots. But these carries, they have high magic defense. Does not matter. You can still pop 4K off on them. Same thing with the Behemoths, as you may have noticed in that last fight. Behemoth, an enemy that has very high magic defense. Most spells do 1 damage to it. Nuke still can break through that. Hey, there's the legend. Excellent. Right, I'm going to mark that down so that we've got the legend that we need to go in order to get the crystal because of one of our objectives. Randomly selective objectives. So that will be done. We can go forge the legend whenever we're done here. So that's pretty cool. Now we just need that twin harp. If we get the twin harp from a chest, then we can stop opening these darn chests and just go right to the bosses to check them off the list. Another behemoth. Throw out a quick cure 3 just to top everybody off. Since Redia took a whack and everybody's gaining levels, so they're gaining some HP. And again, as I mentioned before, you can see here with these behemoths, most spells don't do anything. Nuke still breaks 6k on this guy. I mean, and it doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt that my guys are much higher level now than, you know, when you would normally fight these characters. The EXP bonus for that 10 key items really just skyrockets these guys' levels. I mean, you can see every fight somebody's gaining a level. Marija's already at level 60 since she just learned Meteor. That's potent. A Siren does not give me what I want, but okay. Again, hopefully we could just get a Twin Harp here. That would speed things up a little bit, but just have to wait and see. Just have to keep looking and hope that the RNG gods favor us. So there were 3 behemoths. Okay, I wonder what I miscounted. To go back and, well, I guess we'll see as we go. We've seen now 3 behemoths and a fight with a carry or 3 carries and a warlock, and 2 red giants have been our encounters thus far. That leaves 4 more. I know there's a couple with dragons, there's a couple with D-bones, so we will see where I erred. Another non-key item. Alas. And of course, even though there are many trap chests, so are our red dragons, it doesn't necessarily mean that these chests will have the key item. It may be that they're gated behind these bosses, because these lunar bosses can also be giving. Bahamut, what an awesome animation too. I love the Bahamut animation. Always have, ever since I was little. This is one of the coolest summons I've ever seen, and it just looks like it hurts. It reminds you of some of the Final Fantasy VII Bahamut summons, which really outdid themselves as far as blowing things up. 10 Artemis arrows. Okay, so I think I took her Artemis arrows off earlier when we were fighting some weaker things. I'm going to go ahead and replace that now that we're here in the end game. Might as well get some use out of them. There's no way she's going to use all 19 before this is all over. So, but again, another one down. We have 3 left. Jump over here and take a little shortcut to the boss. What do we got? What is it? Oh, it's Millen and Nagast. So well, we're not to another offer yet, but so far this would not have hurt me had I elected to not take the deal. I would have been very happy to get this. This was the $25,000 reward case. Now these guys have to cast Drain 50 times, so might as well just wait. Update this while that's going. Took care of the Quake. This fight, just because of the way Millen's stats scale, even though this is the Wyvern slot, which is one of the more, probably the highest level boss in the game, just not a difficult fight whatsoever. Yeah, no trouble from Millen. Looks like my MP might be kind of fading a little bit though, so I might have to hop down to the save point and use a cabin real fast. We'll see what we get here. There's a sand ruby, so we did get a key item, but not the one we wanted. We're still looking for some others. So okay, we'll just keep going. Column, do we have? Oh, we have. You know what? We're gonna use those elixirs. So sure, we already have. We've got 3 more trap chests, which we've really hit the monster chests pretty early here, to be honest. There's quite a few chests remaining in this underground. The fact there's only 3 trapped left means that we really hit our... Oh, that's cool. I know you can do that. Oh, did I go the wrong way? No, cool. That's the one I just jumped down and opened. Man, I'm confusing myself by jumping around. Alright, what we got here? Nothing. 100 GP. Got another one over here. Silver knife. We'll jump over here and grab that. Nothing. Of note. The pink puff room, I think. If we use a siren here, we could engage the pink puffs. And I think I do have a siren, but I do not see really a reason to do that. That fight can be kind of wonky and cause some troubles, and there's no real value to it at this point. There's another monster chest. What do we got? There's the D fossil and the warlock. Go ahead and nuke that warlock to oblivion. Yeah, the D fossil being weak to holy puts it in a little bit of a compromised position with Rosa and Cecil both having holy aligned weapons. It just doesn't stand much of a chance from us. Come on, give me that twin harp. Give me a break. There it is! Alright, that's nice. That's nice. Smiley's getting a little sleepy. He was ready for that, so that's cool. So I can skip all the rest. There's no more chests that I need here. I've got everything I need. I am going to go down, of course, though, and fight the bosses, because that's the other reason we're here, and then we won't have to come back down here. We can finish our deal out. So I'm going to go ahead and use a cabin, restore HP and MP. So we'll have 3 consecutive boss fights here. So our first one will be followed by an offer. We'll see what we would have gotten had we elected to not take the $202,000 offer. And honestly, if it's anything besides the Kenazo, it's gonna go up. So let's see what we would have had here. Had we said no, we would have been very, very sad. There he is. So I made the right deal. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe it. That is madness. So Kenazo will gather the water. Kenazo is one of the bosses that actually, despite being a pretty early game boss, can be very dangerous if he gets in the wrong position. The way his stats scale, he can actually be pretty nasty because he can be very fast, and he can be he uses a powerful water attack that you have to hit him with lightning in order to stop, in which case I did, and not only stopped him but killed him. But we really made the right choice. I can barely even believe that. That's Kenazo. That was the one that we were fearing would come, and indeed he did. And so, with Kenazo and the $750,000 off the board, our next offer would have dropped to $48,000 if I had not taken that one. We made the right deal. That, ooh boy, it is not that often that you take the deal at the exact right time. Usually, you either could have pushed it one more, or you take it too late, or you don't take it soon enough, I should say. All right, next up is the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is a fight that is normally the fight on Mount Ordeals that is one-on-one. This is traditionally a scripted fight. Oh yeah, he's hitting me pretty hard there. That you're supposed to just defend 3 turns to win. But since I have the no free bosses on, I actually have to kill him. And this guy can be tough depending where he lands. Because as you see, he basically, every turn he does the same thing. He just hits everybody for massive damage. Luckily, my guys are high enough that it's not really a threat. It's only doing about 800. I can easily cure 4 through that. You can see he has a decent amount of life. He took 2 nukes to the face and a couple whacks from Cecil. But he's not super fast. The real dangerous seeds are where he lands in a spot where his speed is really boosted. Because if he goes very quickly, obviously he's just bam, 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 hitting you repeatedly, and you don't have the ability to cure through it or bum rush him. So a tough fight in some cases, but we are well prepared for it here. He's one of those ones though that can really cost you. He was worth 40,000. Say copy paste that, good idea. So had we kept going, we still would have had the 150 on the board. There's the hook. That is a key item. So we've gotten all the key items now, except for the crystal, which we need to complete our tasks for. We have not yet completed our actual tasks, though we have all the requisite materials. So we've got 3 bosses remaining. We get another offer here. The next offer would have been 55,500 would have been offer number 7. Had we, again, not taken offer number 5. So clearly the 202, the biggest one that we got or will get, because the highest available left is 150. So we have one more boss down here to face, and then we'll get our last offer. This is either the Dark Fossils, the Mom Bomb, or the Karate, of which the Dark Fossils are the most dangerous, of course. Or the Dark Lunar, sorry, I call them the Dark Fossils. They're the Dark Lunar. The Dark Fossils are the weaker enemies that you see. Okay, I want to do this. I don't actually know what I want to do with these guys. I'm going to go ahead and insert you. They cast wall on themselves, so I can't use things like Newt because it'll be reflected, so I have to rely on quakes. Oh, that virus hurt. Oh my. That is beastly. Yeah, the Dark Lunars, these guys can be nasty. They can be kind of troublemakers. And especially in this slot, this is the Ogopogo slot. That's a very tough boss. So these guys have some good stats. We're just going to try our best to survive. Now, when you cast them, when you hit them with a summon, they will heal themselves with Remedy, which kind of sucks. But I think or they'll just both die. Okay, I got a little bit nervous there with those massive viruses, but really no trouble whatsoever, as is usually the case for this run. It has been as kind of smooth and easy as a run as you could ask for. So the D Lunars at the 4,000. Check them off the list. We get our final offer, which would have been, had we stayed with it, 70,500. And so now that's the best offer, was the one we took. And now we'll see what was in the case. Was it 150,000 or was it $900? Was it the Mom Bomb that's not in the game, or the Karate? We only have one more boss fight left in the game. And of course we have the final boss, but that doesn't really count for our deal or no deal portion. I can't exit from the final area, so I have to come back here, and then I can. We need to go back, all the way back to Earth, to the overworld, to the Dark Elf's Cave. We also have to forge the legend and the adamant together into a new weapon, which we will do. That will award us the crystal. We will fight the boss in the Dark Elf's Cave, which will tell us which boss was not in the game. We will finally confirm the 34 that are here and know by process of elimination which was not available, which will tell us how well we did as far as making a deal. Either way, we're in the positive, right? We got 202,000. It can't be more than 150. But did we make, about a $52,000 bonus, or did we really make a good deal and sell a $900 case for 202? That is the question. So we're gonna roll down here, and then we will go ahead and fight the final boss. In the randomizer, the final boss's sprite is randomized to something crazy. So it's always fun to kind of see what we've got there. I'm going to pop over here and go ahead and grab that Silf. Not that I think I'll need it, but just... Oops, I didn't mean to buy 2 of those, but whatever. Money is not an issue at this point. I just want to have it. I doubt I'll even use it, but, I meant to get it before. It would have come in handy. Since we're down here, we'll grab it. We're going to grab a couple. We're going to sell a bunch of this nonsense. I don't want any of this. I don't want any of it. I'll keep the siren, whatever. Okay. Fabulous. I don't know how well you can hear it, but the music for the Dwarven Castle, top notch. Really, what I should do is play through this without talking at all, so that you people don't have to listen to my annoying voice, and instead you can just listen to the wonderful music that is Final Fantasy IV. It's actually true with a lot of the games that I'm going to play on here. The Final Fantasy A lot of these old school Nintendo soundtracks are actually really solid. Okay, give this dude the adamant. Give him the legend. Let him do his good works. So we've got a special flag. This is one of the new things that we're trying. So this was just released on the randomizer a couple weeks ago. Now, previously, this guy would just make the Excalibur, and if you had the Excalibur already, you'd get another copy. If not, you'd get a solid sword. It's good for throwing. It's good for selling. It's good for use for Cecil. This now, with this new flag that we've put in, or that they've put in, I should say, this Kokol, the blacksmith, will craft a special weapon from the Final Fantasy IV Game Boy Advance version. In the Game Boy Advance version, there was a bonus dungeon at the end, and there was another set of ultimate weapons for all the characters. And so apparently he will now craft one of those at random. Because I set a different flag to make Cecil my hero, who was the starting character, I can't get him out of the party. I could not replace him. And there's a couple other things that is tied to him. He will get, the weapon will be something that he can equip. So let's see what this guy has made for us. The flan sword. Okay, cool. Let's see what that's about. We've completed our objective, so that's good. Let's see how, I'm curious to see how much better this flan sword is. So the crystal sword is plus 15 strength, vitality, wisdom, deals holy damage, strong against undead, 200 attack, and 99% hit rate. So I'm wondering how this flan's going to compare. Stronger against slimes, but still not very strong. That's an absolute letdown. I thought we were going to get something really cool. That's okay. I mean, obviously that's for fighting pink puffs, right? Like that's what that's about. Like the reason you get that is to fight pink puffs. Maybe, I'm glad I kept that siren. Maybe we'll go down and fight the pink puffs just for fun at some point, but not tonight, my friends. I am sleepy. We had to do that to complete an objective. We're going to call that good. We're going to go see who our last boss is. We're going to complete our objectives with the Cave Magnes and the Dark Elf battle, and then we're going to fight the final boss, and then I'm going to go to sleep. That's how this is going to work. So I've got to roll up here to get to the Dark Elf Cave, because you have to use a black chocobo, and so we need to go to the black chocobo forest in order to find one. Hello, my little friend. You might notice it's a little bit more obvious here in the chocobo forest. It's set to auto run in this particular version of the with the randomizer, which is pretty cool. It definitely makes things a lot faster to move around. So, and it makes it a lot easier to catch those chocobos, because you can actually move at the same speed as them. Makes that a little bit faster. So I don't care about any of the chests down here, even if they were trapped, which they are not. There are no trap chests in Cave Magnes, but even if they were, we already have all the key items. We already have basically the top of the line gear for all of our heroes. There's really nothing that's not a minuscule improvement that we could even find. I mean, maybe again we talk about the Stardust rods would be nice, but they're just not a big of a deal. So here we go, the final boss. Is it the Mom Bomb or is it the Karate? Oh, we don't know yet, because we have to go through the little cutscene here. If I can kill all my guys, it's actually faster than letting the Dark Elf kill me. I don't know if Rosa is strong enough to kill herself. Oh, she is. Excellent. And Pollum can nuke himself. So this is a battle you have to lose. The sooner you lose it, the less nonsense you have to put up with. So just a little quick shortcut. Helpful when you're racing. And every second counts. You don't have to wait for him to do his whole cycle of attacks and everything. Now we get a little cutscene here with Edward. He will play us a song on his harp. This is another thing that's randomized with the randomizer. The song he plays is a random harp rendition of a song from a different game. So let's see what we got. We'll see if we can identify it by sound first. What? Boy. It sounds familiar, but I can't place it. I'm gonna listen to it a little longer and see if I can think of what it is. Boy, it sounds familiar, but I'm not sure what that music's from. Maybe I just don't know it. We'll find out in a moment. So that was the karate fight. So we made a deal. It wasn't the best. It was a good deal. It was definitely a good deal. We made the right deal for sure. But with the karate man being there, that means the mom bomb was our missing boss. That means our case was worth $150,000. The deal I took was 202, so we made $52,500 today over what would have been in the case. So we made a good deal. I'm pleased with that. That is great. We need to put here. We got the mom bomb, not mom bomb, mom bomb. Thank you, and we'll put that down because we've only seen that once. It's the first time the mom bomb has showed up as a boss. So that's it for the portion, the deal or no deal portion of this run. Let's see. Delfino Plaza from Super Mario Sunshine. Okay, so it sounded familiar to me, but that was just a placebo effect, I guess, because I've never played Super Mario Sunshine. So yeah, I'm not sure. I wouldn't have recognized that one. So maybe some of you guys out there, if you played Mario Sunshine, maybe you caught that and recognized it. And if so, good on you. All right, so there's one final task. We've completed our deal or no deal run. We have defeated all the bosses that are in the game. We have collected all the key items that are in the game. I believe. I wasn't even paying attention. Did I get the crystal from that? Did I do everything? No, I didn't. What did I miss? Do I have the crystal? I don't. Why don't I have the crystal? What have I not done? Huh. Let's see. I must be missing something, and I attribute it to my being sleepy, but let's see. So I've just saved. Let's reset. Let's see what... So I'm just going to go through the opening again and have him tell me what the... Maybe I wrote something down wrong. I thought I understood the requirements, but perhaps I did not. Oh, I don't think I got the item from down there, did I? That's what it is. Oh, I got a little bit excited between it being the last fight from the with it being the last fight for the deal or no deal aspect and trying to identify that song. I forgot that there's still work to be done in the cave. What a goofball. All right. Well, sorry about that, folks. We'll have to run back down here one more time. What a bonehead move that was. And you know what? I bet you guys you're watching along. You're probably like, no, don't leave. What are you doing? You forgot the crystal. But you know, I couldn't hear you, and I'm sorry. Oh, thanks, Zovermillion. I see your chat there. Yes. Does it show the objectives on there too? Oh, whoa! How about that? That is cool. I didn't even know that. Very nice. Thank you for that. Thank you for that tip. I did not see that. And sorry for people on who are watching later. I need to get the stream chat to be, overlaid here so you guys can see any chat. We haven't had a lot of chat activity yet, but I need to do that. Okay, here we go. There's the problem. Needed to pick that up. We got another Zeus Gauntlet. That's cool. And there we go. Now our objectives are completed. Fantastic. Just for posterity's sake here, we got to go through. We'll get the crystal, take out Zeromus, and more than anything, just to see what random Zeromus we get things turned into, because you know it's always fun to see what random sprite that we get there. So, all right, we've got the pass from earlier, so we don't have to go all the way back through the lunar subterranean. Thankfully, that'll save us a little bit of time. We're just going to kind of run down here to Troya. Oh boy. And take care of business. I do have a pass. Thank you, my friend. And down we go, and up we go. A little shortcut to the final boss's room here. It'll be interesting. I've played through quite a few of these now, and I don't know that I've ever seen the same Zeromus sprite twice. They have a lot of different possible sprites, which is, I'm always impressed that it's always unique. I think also the same is true for the music. I think I've only heard the same song once or twice. Oh, I'm seeing 525 sprites and 242 songs. Thanks again, Zovermillion. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I haven't played through that many. I haven't played through that many Cs. That's for sure. All right, well, here we go. We've got the final battle. My man Zeromus, and again, I always thought that the Zeromus sprite, both the pre and post change in the original version, were very cool. Maybe just because I was a kid and, was easily impressed. But I always thought that, he was one of the coolest end bosses in the Final Fantasy series. All right, let's see. Let him do his change. What have we got? Oh, nice. It's the Phantom Train from Final Fantasy VI. That's a cool one. Now we're going to throw a Silk Web on him first, slow him down. Hit him with a nuke. Yeah. Oh boy, his nukes can't even go through. That's this guy. Throw a spoon at him. Do a couple throws for edge, and then we'll probably just berserk him too. I think I've got one Bacchus that I'll let Cecil use. And we'll probably just hold for the Big Bang here. And cure that back up with a Cure 4. I guess the nerf did work. And now we're just gonna take this guy down. Unfortunately, unlike Final Fantasy VI, none of my characters have a suplex move, so I can't suplex this version of the train. I don't think I want to use white. Let's go ahead and berserk him too. More out of laziness. I think the Excaliburs would probably be doing better damage, although perhaps the damage over time would be better with berserk on him. They seem to tick a little bit faster. We'll see if we get hit with a black hole that wipes it away. But we might be able to just push this guy. Hopefully with a couple of berserks we might be able to sneak in Sneak him in before he gets his health refill. That'd be cool. I've only done that a handful of times. I definitely don't have the timing down all that well, but. Oh, yeah. All the way down to Meteor already. Oh my goodness. We just cut through that HP. And that, I suspect, will do it. Indeed. Whew, well, that wasn't too bad. Definitely one of the easier runs I've ever done, but I didn't really set the flags to be anything special. So I'll have to do another run here at some point with maybe a little bit more of a challenging set. And again, I probably should have. I probably should have not done push B to jump on my first stream through for any of the new people who might check this out. But you know, it's getting late here, so I'm gonna wrap this one up and call it a night. Thanks for being with me. If you have any feedback for us, we've got some contact information, and hope you'll join me again sometime for Smiley's Retro Gaming Corner. And special thanks again to Zovermillion. Thanks for hopping in the chat and providing some good information. So thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. So thank you, and see you again next time.